So I was watching this video, right, about female, like lesbians, right? And look, I'm just gonna, it just, it got me going. It got me going on some shit. I don't know.
With my wife and being like, we should be a couple, like make a couple page or a social media couple or whatever, right? Because I feel like there's not enough positive representation. Like, I remember we loved the lesbian couple, turned out it was like bisexual, like not really lesbian, which is a story on its own, but it's disheartening. It affected me as a lesbian, whatever. And then you had other lesbian couples who somebody ended up going straight, somebody ended up cheating on a man, like just constantly, right? And then now you got lesbian couples like that one couple who is just disgusting with the tattoos all over the face and children. They just sold their souls for gimmicks and views. And then the other couple who used to dance and stuff on here, and then turns out they are just like in a domestic violence relationship. Like, dang,
So that got me going.
what's going on?
Hold on,
It's
wait.
almost like
Did she? Did she talk about girls being on the DL? Oh, she goes on. I think she goes on to it next. Yeah.
women aren't built for relationships. Whoa.
I don't know where all the positive like representation is for queer like people. Like I don't know. And I wonder what like, and I'm not saying like you should be idolizing these couples or anything, but it is nice to have representation. Like, people love, people love watching love, people love getting inspired by healthy relationships and everything. My entire platform is maintaining a healthy relationship, having standards, healthy boundaries, being able to stay yourself in your relationship, being able to support your partner, how to have positive conflict management, things like that. Like, that's what my platform is about, because I feel like we don't have enough of it.
Well, look, just
So that got me thinking. Well, it's not that I was thinking this. I just needed a really good way of being able to say it, and this was like a really good example. I mean, we all know about the domestic violence situation. We know that. So the thing is, I don't think women really want to be in relationships with each other. I think when they do, it's just basically hedonism, like just sexual. It's just a sexual relationship, basically. They're friends, they think, but they just like to, do lesbian shit with each other because they find each other sexually attractive. But typically, it's not anything really much deeper than that. Now, I'm not saying it's not necessarily the same or different than dudes, because I don't know what the dude situation is like in that case, but for women, that's what I've seen. And whenever it comes to lesbians, I really don't think that there is such a thing as a lesbian. I think it's just another way of saying that you would fuck a girl. If as a woman, that you would fuck another woman. I think that's just what it is. And then it's because it's not even that the ones who are so-called straight are necessarily, it's not that they don't see what men mean, because that's probably why they feel so self-conscious. I mean, whenever it comes to dudes, our self-consciousness is different from theirs, and they don't understand that. But that's another video. I don't want to harp on some different topic. I really want to get this out. So I really don't think a lesbian exists. I think that they think that it exists, but it really comes from either, I'm not going to say trauma from against the opposite sex. It may not necessarily be that. It may just be that they're more comfortable with women and they're typically around women more times than not. And also, you become friends with them, and there's a sexual attraction also. There you go. It's the perfect concoction, right? But the thing is, women use strap-ons and dildos and shit. Also, they like getting pregnant and having babies, and only men can give them that experience. Or, they could adopt, but they really enjoy being pregnant. Like, they like that. They like being pregnant, although having, the childbirth is, like, hell, but like right after that, I mean, despite the pain and all that, and then the raising of the kid, like they like that shit. They like the, and this is what I'll say. This is where I was going with this. So I don't think they're really gay, because any dyke will tell you that, any dyke will tell you that them being like masculine the way that they are is because it is attractive to women. So there's a lot of women who think that they're lesbians, but it's just because women are all lesbians, so such a thing doesn't really exist. It just... Basically, a lesbian is someone who really derives sexual gratification from the opposite sex, or has sex with the opposite sex, but it doesn't... But I think all women have just an underlying sexual attraction to other women. It's just there. Why? I think evolutionarily it became a part of our genetics, just because of like concubines and stuff, and like concubines, also just how women are. It's different from guys. Like, women can move on much more easily from a guy, even if they die. She can move on relatively quickly, like whereas a guy is kind of like done. Typically, he's typically done after that. It's usually how it goes. But the dykes try to be as much like men as they can. Whereas, this is what I'm saying. It's like, whenever it comes to gay dudes really do be fucking gay, bro. They really do be gay. They really do. It's not just some weird bullshit that they're confused about, that, oh, they actually are attracted to women, but women are just actually all straight. And that the reason why they get jealous and stuff is because they see what men mean, because they're attracted to the shit too. It's just they don't have the sex drive of a dude, so they don't want to like fuck them all the time. But like, I mean, it's not like they're not necessarily open to it, or like, like, they be twerking on each other, and they be fucking dudes together, sucking dick, kissing on each other, and all that type of shit. Not all of them, but a surprising amount who you wouldn't think are lesbians, who like, in all intents and purposes, like, aren't, will do that. Like, they will. Or they just seem to not have any problems, like, kissing each other and swinging the other way. Whereas, like, dudes really are not trying to do that. Unless you actually do swing that way, then it's like, it's whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Dudes really do be gay, because it's like, this is another thing. Like, a lady boy, that's an interesting phenomenon. They make no fucking they want to, they are, I don't know if they're the gayest or the straightest that you could be as a gay dude, because there's two ways to interpret it. But what's not misinterpretable is like these gay dudes who are like macho fucking manly men, hulking muscles, standing up tall, like Arnold Schwarzenegger motherfucker, gay as hell, openly. Like, it's just, this is what we do, bro. This is what we do, type shit, right? Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not talking about the flamboyant, like, type of, no, like, dudes who really are manly men who are gay as fuck. You don't see women like that. And if you do, they're confused, typically. And when I say typically, like, every time, there's ones who, like, it comes down to a coin flip and they just prefer women, type shit. So it's like, it really doesn't matter to them like that. Whereas, like, with dudes, they really do be gay. They be like trying to be as much like women as they can, but making it very clear that no, I'm like, they get mistaken for women. But they do that, I think, because they like dudes, but also because they feel more comfortable as a woman. They feel more not as a woman, because they'll tell you, no, I'm a lady boy. Like, no, like, I'm not even gonna fuck with you if you're not clear that I'm a lady boy. and what this is, type shit. Does that make any fucking sense? Does that make any sense? I hope that's making sense. And then you find out about the domestic violence situation where dudes are just peachy keen, bro. They're just peachy keen. Lowest domestic violence, lowest divorce rate, everything. Peachy keen. And then you have women can't stay together. They constantly cheating, running behind each other backs and shit. Running games on a nigga. Literally. And then just the straight debauchery. It's just crazy. And it's like, oh, well, dudes do it too. But it's a matter of amount and a matter of degree. This is something that women tend to do, whereas dudes, like, the ones that do that are the ones that, like, the vast majority of people look at and they're just like, bro, what the fuck? Like Dylan Mulvaney types or Chris Tyson types. Does that make any sense? So you have to actually single them out, where it's like you can go outside and possibly see the lesbian type situation. That's what it is. That's what the fuck it is. And the ones that aren't like that, I mean, the one the person that was talking in that video, talking about representation and all that, she may or may not be that type, but she doesn't know what the fuck her partner's like. She don't know what she's like, if they might change and shit like that. You never know. You really don't. Because typically, it doesn't end up being that way. Typically, it doesn't. Even from old lesbians, like, I remember there was, like, some video, like, documentary video I was watching where it had, like, old like, people who are, like, 80, 90 now, who are, like, lesbians and shit. Like, in secret. Like, when it was, like, some serious fucked up shit would happen to you if people found out you were even a lesbian, which is kind of crazy because kings had concubines and shit. That doesn't make any fucking sense, and I don't think anybody really took it seriously, but it was like the homophobia shit was like, yeah, we hanging niggas out here for that shit. So if you a woman who eats pussy, a dude who sucks dick, I mean, you're just gonna have to hang, brother. It's type, whenever it was like that, like witch trials type shit, like, burning people at the stake. It was back then. Right, stoning people. It was back then that was what it was like, because people are just like, it's not that they weren't into it, it's because they were, but they're like, God is gonna fucking send us all to hell, and he has to see us publicly stone you type shit, and we have to be. It was some type of shit like that. But as soon as people turn around, it's on, baby. That's what it is. But in other news.